And here we're back, and we're gonna do some more Shine Spark collecting, since that's all we can do until we reach endgame.
I wonder if somebody built this park and roller coaster tycoon.
Would not be surprised. Well, I don't. Okay, yeah, you definitely wouldn't be able to build this properly in roller coaster tycoon.
Especially what's gonna happen later after on. This one is this.
Not with that attitude.
No. I mean, no. You will not be able to build a roller coaster that does this. And it gets even worse. They do a full 360 after this in a moment.
I think there's one overhead ride in thing, but it's not this. I bet you could have cheated.
Yeah, I could imagine somebody making something kind of like this in Planet Coaster.
Yeah. Anyway, so our goal is just to collect all the red coins, and I'm doing a horrendous job on platforming almost all over the course for this level, so this is wonderful. Anyway, so we got like some Koopas attached to these platforms or whatever. And in order to defeat them, you just have to ground pound them. Not like that though. Even though that somehow counted.
Wait, you have to collect the Koopas?
No, you have to collect the red coins. They're scattered across the level. And these railings are a bit annoying since it really is finicky what kind of jumps you can jump on them. Attached to them.
All those trapdoors where you climb along and then jump and move. I think I've seen it also in one Zelda game at least. I mean, it's from the Nintendo, but yeah.
Out of curiosity, Sweet, that whole finickiness about grabbing onto the grates, is that also in the original GameCube version?
I think so. I think this game is mostly a lot like the original GameCube. There's very little that been changed about this, besides, you know, the new controls in the Switch or whatever. I tried to grab that blue coin, but that was too far for me. I'm guessing I have to use another nozzle for this. Also,
but I bet you can build the actual roller coaster. I mean, that looks like it's buildable.
Yeah, probably. Also, get used to seeing Mario going woo 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 like a monkey every time he climbs those rails from below.
He tells Martinet, Monkey Man!
Yeah, more or less.
Super Mario Ball instead of Monkey
And here's
Man.
where things get kind of awkward with the controls of the thing. Anyway, so when they...
That's gonna be like the next Sega Nintendo collaboration.
Anyway, so for the below, you have to kick the Koopa things out there, and they go to space.
And I won't try to build it in Kerbal Space Program.
Anyway, so you could probably just jump off this thing and hover off to the thing, but I decided just to go the longer route.
Arth, just to respond to that thing you said, you do realize you don't have to make everything in Kerbal Space Program.
No, everything which goes into space has to be in space. That's the law.
We have to send... Okay, so the real reason I went for the Peanut Park instead of going back to the other levels is because I want to do this level. This is necessary to be able to beat the game, because it unlocks something that allows you to collect all the shine sparks necessary to beat the game. And you can probably all imagine what that is thing we're about to unlock.
No.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
So apparently the giant Yoshi-like eggs are causing troubles for the plants, specifically the sunflowers, which are all sentient. In fact, you can talk to them.
Oh.
Let me die.
And if you try to spray water at them, they get a little bit better, but only for a short period of time. So you need to take care of these giant eggs. And the spiny is not very nice to me.
Are those slug people you talked before in front of the eggs? Like the weird thing holding like a slug shell?
Oh, those are like Nookies. They're like kind of like snail-like people. Anyway, so these features are definitely not Yoshis. What you do is you have to lure them into the sand and ground pound them.
These aren't Yoshis, and yet Mario's gonna mercilessly murder them anyway.
Well, it's Mario,
Or do they suck up water? Maybe they just poison the ground.
I love the idea of, like, it's not killing if an Italian plumber does it.
Well, technically
imagine if the flowers are just really wasted so that they're physical. That would be horrible.
Yeah, so I'm just cutting out these because it's basically the same deal every time, with the exception that everyone you defeat, they get up faster from being buried in the sand.
Ooh,
if you're dead on the grass, they just get off immediately because they don't get stuck.
Oh.
Finally, we can take over the world again. Yeah. Unleash like an even greater
We'll be able to fight the zombies whenever they come around. Anyway, with that, we've done it. And this will allow us to get, of course, the thing that we all know it's going to be, Yoshi's. But not before, you just have to tell to this person, and yep. Yeah, we did this so we can get Yoshi's, which is going to be necessary to beat the game.
Sweet. Oh.
Oh, he got stuck in it.
Yeah.
I honestly thought that was cute. Oh.
And of course, here's Bowser Jr. with a giant Yoshi egg.
Oh no, he kidnapped SpongeBob. Do something.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm gonna speed up in a bit. I just want to let the message show. Other than that, I'm just gonna speed up all instances of chasing Bowser Jr. because they're basically the same all across. And we're gonna see them a lot. We're gonna see them at least 2 more times in Isle of Defino and once more in like every level. So that's wonderful.
I love the term. I love the fact they just refer to him as Mustache Man.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine? Like, I mean, to be fair, the original name for Mario was just Jump Man.
Yeah.
So could you imagine if they just kept it that way?
Yeah.
It's like Super Jump Man Sunshine.
A man addicted to jumping.
Now that we have a Yoshi egg, we have to collect a specific fruit. Bringing any fruit at the moment won't let him hatch. He'll just... No.
Wait.
So screw that. So this moment we have to bring a banana to get the Yoshi out of the egg. Now Yoshis are quite interesting. They can do most of the things that you normally could do. They can jump, they can spin jump. They can't side jump, but they can do most of the jumps. And they can even spray juice across the landscape like you spray water with flood. And the juice actually have different effects on the enemies. They turn to platforms and they have different effects depending on the juice. And the fruits you eat after Yoshi hatches will give Yoshi a different shade of juice. There's purple, pink, and orange.
Is there like an entire list with all the pros and cons of every juice or something?
I don't know. It just makes every juice makes enemies into platforms, and each platform has a different effect depending on the color. Now, the thing about Yoshi is that they can't touch water, or else they just evaporate like that. But you can always get a new one from the same point you found the Yoshi egg.
Ooh, nice throw.
Yeah. So anyway,
imagine if you can get a Yoshi from a vending
also
machine.
the jumps are very floaty. They can flutter jump as well, so they can be in the air a lot. So it's a lot easier to stay in the air and such with a Yoshi.
I love how we just sort of completely skimmed over the fact that that tiny little Yoshi just ate a massive pineapple.
Well, Yoshis have eaten bigger things in their past, so...
Fair enough. They've eaten entire, like, football turtle players.
Yes, exactly.
They demand blood.
Anyway, welcome to a new world. And this one is quite interesting, but for the moment we're gonna have to deal with something we'll be seeing in a moment.
Oh yeah. I remember like the story behind the mission for this level is like really weird, but I can't remember the exact details of it. It's like based on like a weird ghost story or something.
Yeah, it's basically... Anyway, so a hotel gets disappeared, probably because of the goo. And the goo is actually electrified. If you step on it, Mario gets electrocuted.
Hey.
It's kind of annoying, but it's not the worst goop. We'll see much later a much worse goop. That can easily kill you if you get stuck on it.
The goo is electrified. It's a really shame Mario didn't become a technician.
Yep.
No, any electrician, I messed up that joke. Never mind.
Oh.
I wanted to say, because the colors look like 60s, like when Mario jumped into that building before he got in this level, like, oh no, he gets into that Beatles movie.
Oh god.
And welcome to the giant Manta Ray boss. And this boss is kind of a pain, but also a bit interesting. Basically,
no, that's how you play Splatoon.
Yeah, basically if you spray water on this thing, it will eventually split into smaller chunks. And if you spray it into smaller chunks until it completely evaporates. Be careful though, if you get stuck to it, it will launch you in the air and deal damage. And got myself electrocuted. Anyway, so now it's become 2 Manta Rays, and now it's going to split into 4. And it keeps going until you basically split it into non-existence. And you can
sound familiar?
Well, at least it's not like spawning size 100s.
And now there's a lot of those little guys.
Oh
And
no.
you have to kill like
Yeah.
hundreds of slimes.
Now, good thing, if you do the spray thing I'm doing right here, you can actually take them out a lot easier. Just to make sure you watch your water, like I didn't do here, almost ran out.
Yeah.
That could have been very bad.
Where do you
I
get
just
the
have
water
barely
from the
enough to get to
beach?
the little water source there, so yeah.
Can you also go to the beach for the water?
Yeah, it's
or-
actually better to go to the beach at this point.
No.
At least until you got them all into the smallest as possible, because if you do that, everybody like that, now everybody will chase after you. They will all try to go for you. At this point, you want to go to the beach so you can get yourself a nice source of water and then take them out one by one. Since they're chasing you, you don't have to chase after them anymore.
Hey. Oh.
Holy
Yeah,
crap, that's
They
annoying.
get really vicious when there are a lot of them.
Surely you could do that little thing you've been doing this whole time with like the jump hover to take them out when they're attacking you like that.
Yeah, but I get kind of
God.
concerned here because I'm starting to run out of health here. Not the rings,
You
but
have
not
to
Sonic.
change your bombing policy like in Stellaris, like to indiscriminate bombing.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just moving to the beach right now so I can more easily take them down. And this method is really, really good, as you can see.
Yeah, like why bother like kicking single ones?
Yeah.
Look what a mess they made.
Yeah, they keep leaving goop
man.
everywhere. Fortunately, you don't have to clean it up afterwards. If you beat the boss, all the goop just disappears. So all we have to worry about is just to survive this and take them all out. Not too much longer now.
But yeah, I swear that the whole like Ghost Manta Ray thing, I remember hearing like that comes from like a really sort of weird like ghost story or something like that.
From like a Japanese manga artist or like some old
not a
ancient-
manga artist thing, but definitely it's a very Japanese thing of like doing something real, like making something really dark and messed up, and then turning it into something, you know, cutesy.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, a face that eats other faces.
What?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Anyway, so the hotel is back and... Yeah, just
this is
I
just
hate this
crazy,
hotel.
This game in a nutshell.
And those guys are never happy.
Imagine if they complain that it's just a hotel or like isn't 5 stars, and like that's the real horror of the story.
I think they do complain about that. I don't remember.
I will write a bad Yelp review. I will do it. I will even make a YouTube video. Use my influencer status.
Anyway, going
I
right...
mean, I bet there are people like that actually.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then we're going right back into it to get to this real meat of this world, the hotel.
Ooh.
And if I recall correctly, this one is actually a big pain because of the secret level. But first, you have to talk to this man in order to get inside the hotel. And we're gonna have to do so almost every time we get into each stage, which is fun.
You know, now that I look at those people, I don't know what's the name for the species or whatever, but I
pinatas.
wonder if there's one that actually looks like Mario, but like a knockoff version.
I think there may be some, but I don't know.
Oh.
Anyway, so
Ooh.
these boos are a bit different from normal boos. These pink ones, if you spray water on them, they become platforms. This is basically what happens if you spray juice on enemies with a Yoshi. And these other ghosts, they can turn visible by spraying water, and you can jump on them, unlike normal boos in other Mario games.
What is with their tails? It's like weird blobby things instead of just a single point.
Yeah, it's... I also help that they're kind of drooling and look really stoned as well.
They really
Yeah, bit
they've
stupid.
got the sort of lemmings problem of having like really saggy eyes.
Yeah.
It's as if they're tired constantly.
Anyway,
Sleep
into
deprivation
the
mode.
boost map we go. And welcome to what I like to call a cappello hell. This is like
Yeah.
the worst one. Maybe not the worst one, but definitely one of the worst secret levels.
Oh, is this 1-1? Almost? No, it isn't. Never mind.
When you die in a cappella world, you become a cappella.
Yeah.
Although that doesn't sound like...
Anyway, so this is not why it's so bad. I'm just being a bit stupid here.
Yeah.
The wall jumps are a bit awkward. I think what direction you go to is dependent on the camera. So if it's not completely straight, you might just go off to the sides a bit instead of just going straight off from the wall. Which can be annoying, but otherwise not too bad. This actually is not too bad either. Just the time you jump and it's all okay.
No, Green Mario's in the background. Mario is an alien life form confirmed.
The real reason why this level is horrible is not going to come up until after one more death of something that's usually not too bad as long as you got a good grip off the game. These sand platforms can be a bit tough though, but I made a big mistake there and slid off.
Oh damn it!
Yeah, this was not my brightest moments. But okay.
Wait, do you need like a coin? Otherwise, you have to restart. Is it like Sonic or
no?
Okay.
Now coins are used there for you to get an extra life. You get an extra life, you get 50 of them. And you get in each level you get a shine spread for collecting 100. I might go for that later on. Anyway, this is exactly what this level sucks. This thing over here.
Oh.
This thing is a slippery motherfucker.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you have this.
I was about to say it doesn't look too bad. Then you start slipping on it, and I was like,
yeah,
oh, no.
This one is very easy to slip off on, and even worse, you have to get off this thing on the right moment. It's very easy to mess up your jump, just like that.
No.
This thing cost me a lot of lives.
I think its hideous thing is like the shading, or like that it's so slow. Like, oh, that's manageable. Like, no, it's not.
Yeah, this one is a motherfucker. Thankfully, I eventually got through it. And that one up on the part next to it is very good. Anyway, this is...
Oh no.
After a bit of a close call, I managed to get through this. Thankfully. Oh god.
Is there an entire bonus secret level with them? Like only
No,
real...
there's more of them, but this is the worst one because that thing is so small.
Oh god, yeah.
And now we go to yet another secret level because this game hates me.
Oh, Dirty Lake. Yeah, the secret is.
Wait. Do you have to go for the secret levels?
Yes, you have to go. You have to beat the game. You have to collect at least 7 shine sprites from each level.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So basically, the secret levels are mandatory.
Secret level. That's a mandatory level.
Yes, it's a
Yeah,
mandatory.
but they're secret.
It is mandatory. You have to go through. You have to collect at least 7 shine sprites from each of the lineup. Maybe you could secret break some of them, but for the most part you have to collect at least 7 from each world in order to beat the game.
And how many are in each world in total? Like
There's 8 levels and there's 2 secret ones you can find, and one if you get for 100 coins. So in total there's like about 10 or 11 or so?
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe they're like 8
And you have to find 7 of them. That's
you have to collect the one for the 7th level at least.
Oh.
And as you can mention here, the water here is dirty and water here is a big bitch.
Level that level.
Just get on the ledge.
I can't.
No, sorry, not ledge, log.
It's a lot harder than it looks because it's very finicky. If you even touch the water, you take damage, and it was a lot harder than it looked. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
no.
You might not notice, but when Mario gets into 2 life points, he starts sounding a lot more tired and such.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so this is really surprising. These things will flip around between the blues and reds and blue red. Just to keep switching between these platforms and not being the one that's gonna switch, and then you just go like that.
Oh wow.
And excuse for these, I was interrupted during my recording sessions and I had to pause a couple of times.
I thought you just paused there because you did almost like not grab the ledge and die, so it's kind of like you just paused like, oh thank god.
No. Okay, so these ones are actually not that bad at all. It's very, very hard to slip off these ones for some reason. Like I think
you can run around the corners.
Yeah, it's a very, very forgiving blocks. So these are not so
higher
bad.
gravity.
I wonder if maybe you were like sliding down the other ones because there was like a sort of curved surface and
maybe
I don't know.
Maybe these ones are definitely not very. These are not a lot hard to slide off from, so you can make some pretty dangerous maneuvers like I'm doing here. I tried to go for the one up, but I figured not more risking it.
Maybe you have. I wonder if the different surfaces have like different resistances.
Yeah,
like,
there are different materials and such, so. Anyway, so this one can be a big motherfucker if you're not patient. Basically, you just have to keep carefully switch between the blues, the red platform, the blue platform, lead platform, until you basically get opportunity to proceed. If you rush it, you're just going to get yourself in a situation where you're going to be marooned on a single platform that's going to spin, and you're going to die. In my practice run, I died a lot on this level, but here I do a lot better.
So basically, whenever one rotates, just jump on it because then you have more time.
You just have to be very careful. You have to make sure you're not too far away from another platform that's not the same one of the current color. Until you got a good opportunity to get proceed without, you know, putting yourself in a situation where you're basically stuck and you're gonna die. Because they keep flipping. So I did this in one shot. In my practice run, it took me a couple of lives. So yeah. A lot less playing this.
I wonder why there are railroads in the background.
I don't know. Now this is why we have to get to the 7th level. We have to beat Shadowmare in each and every one of these levels in order to beat the game. Which means we have to do this a lot. So I'm gonna use speed them up for the most part.
One eternity later. Like,
because they're literally the same thing. The same music, the same running around, same trying to spray water on fake Mario. All over and then over and over.
Won't you just die?
Basically. Anyway.
It's like a Telltale game. It's like Bowser Jr. remembers this.
Anyway, that's just one more. I'm going to try to collect at least all of the Shine Sprites with Bianco Hills. Thankfully, this one is not as bad as the other ones. It's another red coin collection one. We got a Yoshi egg here, but we don't need the Yoshi here. In fact, we can't use them in order to collect all the red coins. It's going to be around all these giant weird rope platforms, whatever things. My mind is slipping on what they're called.
What's that weird annoying creature in the palm tree? Which
I don't know, but
like,
they're kind of annoying. They like to make those weird noises. And then we have to walk through these tightropes all across the level and collect all the coins that are scattered across them. There's some coins scattered across the water, which are some more easier to get than others. And don't get fooled by the coin in the water. It's just a reflection of the actual water.
Oh, that's evil.
That kind of caught me out because there's like a shadow under it, so it does legitimately make it look like it's under the water.
Yeah, that's
I think it would have been even worse if the actual coin is like really well hidden. Like, damn it, I'm being here like 10 minutes.
Yeah, those can be kind of devious. But those are only ones there, and now the rest of them are up here. And we're really, really high up.
Yeah. You really don't want to fall down, do you?
Yeah, we have these guys to deal with as well. And you know what these guys do?
Oh, God.
You literally have to play ninja with these guys, and it's not so fun. Because if they hit you, you're gonna fall down right all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Are the seagulls also enemies?
No. Seagulls are just seagulls. They're just to be there.
They're like in Sea of Thieves, they're just decoration.
Yeah.
Imagine if they poop on you and you fall down, like, to make
No,
this
we only got a
level
pooping
longer.
bird. I've already seen a pooping bird, we don't need more.
And oh yeah, like the first and second
yeah,
level.
that was not fun.
Also
You can't spray water on these guys to make them go away, but considering I was trying to progress here, I don't have a lot of opportunity to do so.
I like how you can't see it, like, yeah.
Yeah. Goddamn windmill. So, I was actually thinking originally to try to get onto one of the ropes in the end. I tried to swing my way towards it, but I fell down, so I just decided, fuck it, just walk over here. Walk over here. And now to Rico Harbor to connect, since we collected all main shine sprites in Bianco Hills.
For some reason, it reminds me of a Sonic level. I don't know. Is it the color scheme?
It could be possibly due to the industrial setting.
Yeah,
like it might be reminding you of a chemical plant zone.
Yeah, it does kinda. And this level is all about just climbing across these giant metal platforms that are suspended up there.
Ugh,
Yeah, those spiders
like
are...
bee spiders.
Yeah,
That's like a spider designed by somebody with serious arachnophobia. It's like, okay, we're gonna make it one segment. We're gonna remove half the legs.
Yeah.
Crippled spider bee, everyone's favorite.
I guess it's kind of like the same thing, like Don't Starve, how the spiders are not that creepy at all. It's kind of weird looking.
Like fuzzy balls.
Yeah, more or less.
They are literally just like big fuzzy fur balls with small legs.
Yeah, and there's a character who's literally is one of those fuzzy ball spiders.
I love the fact that I am honestly arachnophobic, and yet I'm totally fine with playing that character.
I'm also arachnophobic. I don't like spiders in real life, but I'm fine with Weber.
Yeah.
Imagine if it's the other way around. Like, I'm okay with spiders, but I don't care.
I'm okay with real spiders. I just don't like stylized ones. I want the real deal.
I mean, if it's like a how to draw manga, like, you know, this horrible book, like, and the spider drawn that style.
Oh god.
Yeah, that thing.
Anyway, so we have to deal with these octopuses, which I think they're called bloopers. Yeah.
Yes.
And we have to also deal with those wind guys, which are total fun. The bloopers are not so bad. You spray water at them and they fall off the ledges. You can also hang upside down, which is a bit of pain. You just spray water at them and they'll be done too as well.
I think it's a noise from like the cranes or the ships or something, but it sounds like there's a racing course going on, like.
And that kind of was a bit too close there.
Yeah.
And again, wall jumps are a bit finicky, especially with this really high platform, which made me really nervous on trying to attempt these things.
Yeah, the perspective is like...
Yeah. I probably did a lot better than I probably normally would do in such a level. And again, this wind guy just loves to come around. Anyway, so here's one of the...
What they're called?
I don't know. Anyway, here's one of the nozzles, the rocket nozzles, and I end up using this little to no... You don't really need it to in order to complete the level, but I'll show it off just in case it's here. What it works is you charge it up and you get launched up in the air very high, and this can get you to some very high places you normally wouldn't be able to reach due to normal jumping and such. It has limited uses and will replace the hover nozzles. You can't hover anymore.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, I could totally imagine the game tutorializing you how to use it by using it to climb up the tower, but I presume they just use trampolines instead just in case you didn't have enough water.
Yeah. It can be good for... It can also be good for if you fall down, so you can actually get back up to the more higher places.
Maybe it also has to do with like game testing, like, yeah, let's have a fallback.
So that's done with. And now we actually got access to a new level again. By this giant holy light in the sky. Descending down to Earth. And in order to enter this world, you have to look directly at the sun.
What?
Yeah, that's a good lesson to learn.
Yeah, that's
stare directly into the sun and you'll unlock a secret level.
All hail the Defino god, he will crush us now.
And welcome to Duki Bay, definitely the most interesting looking places.
Whoa.
And here's an old man.
Is it like one of those slug things?
Yeah, there's those slug people.
I like the glasses look like hypno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to end up talking to the guy a lot because stuff that happens when we need his help in order to proceed. So I figured, yeah, let's talk to him so we get a better understanding what this place is all about. And what he's telling us is that the waterfall is corked, the water is poisonous, so we'll take bad damage if we fall into it, so don't do that.
Oh.
And there's another cannon thing up there. And we get lured into doing his dirty work for him. But anyway, all you have to do is just climb up this giant ass terrain or whatever. And there are too few ways you can actually start climbing this thing. And I will end up showing two of them because I'm clumsy like that. You can either climb up this giant platform thing and you spray around this jar in order to raise this platform here. Or, oh yeah, some things here you can spray in order to open up passages and such. Also, these goop has been covering various of terrain around here, which is another way to get up. And there you get to see perfectly competent gameplay over there.
A frame perfectly.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, so falling down here is actually pretty good because it can show off another way to get up.
Oh.
Spraying the graffiti allows you to open up the new terrain that's been hidden away from here.
Oh,
And you
I
can use
see.
this to wall jump of yourself here. Now, once you complete this special level, you can. These things will open up regardless. You don't have to do these in order to open up the levels. In fact, if you're pretty good at jumping and maneuvering around, you can actually get through the level without having to spray any of these things. But I figured might as well show them off so people know what they're all about.
Like, I would never even notice that, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, I would never, if I played this for the first time, I would never go, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll just spray the paint off and that will bring out a platform that I can use to just jump across without having to use my jetpack.
Yeah.
It's like those secret passages in Zelda games where you use bombs.
I mean, I guess this is kind of more like a hydro pack rather than a jetpack, I guess you could say.
Yeah, more of a hydro pack. And
It's
here's,
a super
and the goop,
soaker.
goop is kind of obnoxious because it makes everything slippery and it's slope. It makes you fall down all the time. And the cannon guy will keep shooting goop all the time, so it'll be a bit of a pain to get through that part.
I was gonna say, regarding that slope, you should be really glad they didn't add in proper fluid mechanics and have it drip down the slope.
Yeah, that would not have been fun. And I think I got myself almost stuck in there, which is wonderful. Anyway, so up there, once I actually managed to get up there, because the wall jump is a bit finicky because of the uneven terrain on that wall. Here's this guy's grandson. And he has this giant springboard, which is actually portable. If you spray water on it, you can move it around and place it somewhere else.
Oh.
For this level, it's completely useless because you can just jump yourself up there with either using hover nozzle rod or just wall jumping your way up. I'm going to show off anyway. So you place it down after you sprayed it, and you can use it to get yourself up. But since I didn't really care for it, I decided to use to throw it down. But it didn't work. So I decided, okay, try it again. Nope.
You can't. I don't think you're throwing it. You're just putting it down.
No, I did
where
try
you
to. I did try to throw it, but it just didn't want to be thrown.
I have the impression it's like just inconvenient.
Yeah, it's not really useful, but they do give it sometimes.
But
Anyway.
seriously, well, I mean, it would make sense for the game to be coded so that it just puts it down where you press the button, rather than
suppose.
throwing it away. Anyway, so
suppose.
you were saying.
Anyway, if you set to fight this guy again, it's the same deal as before. Spray the bombs and throw it at him.
Oh no.
Team Rocket blasting off again!
I like pollution.
Oh, that's done with.
Yep. And that's the end of this part.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think
Goodbye.
there's oh yeah, it is. Goodness, I'm
Say
not.
goodbye!
No, never.